Hello, welcome to One Idjit's Thoughts on the 17th day of the Dog Days of Podcasting. I'm Paul Mackey with another trivia quiz while I'm off in Madison, Wisconsin. Today, Iris and I went up to Wisconsin Dells. I hear the natural wonders are fantastic, but I'm traveling with a 14-year-old, so we went to Mount Olympus Amusement Park and Water Park. They have 4 wooden roller coasters there, including Hades 360, which features 2 tunnels under the parking lot, a corkscrew, and an overbanked turn. I'm pretty sure it's the most extreme ride that I've ever been on, and I think 1 ride per visit is adequate for me. Tonight, we went out to the countryside to a wedding venue where they were doing drag bingo. We sadly didn't win anything. So, now it's time for trivia. Let's look at yesterday's answers first. Category for Dog Days. Number 1. I Saw the Crescent. What British Irish folk rock band has featured over 70 performing members since their formation in 1983 and is partially known for their 1985 single, The Whole of the Moon? Answer, The Waterboys. Question 2. What Scottish band spent 15 weeks at number 1 on the British charts with their cover of Love Is All Around after it featured in the film 4 Weddings and a Funeral? The answer to that is Wet, Wet, Wet. Number 3. What legendary blues guitarist was first recorded by Alan Lomax for the Library of Congress in Mississippi in 1941 when Lomax was seeking to record Robert Johnson before learning Johnson had been dead for 3 years? The answer for that is Muddy Waters. Number 4. What 1974 Doobie Brothers single, a B-side of Another Park, Another Sunday, peaked at number 32 on the Billboard Hot 100? And the answer for that is Blackwater. Number 5. What Canadian band formed in St. John's, Newfoundland in the early 90s recorded the song Oh Yeah for their 2008 album Fortune's Favor, which was used as the theme song for the television series Republic of Doyle? And the answer to that is Great Big Sea, which has already been mentioned once before on, I think it was Jay who mentioned them earlier this month on his own show. And then number 6. This past February, what English rock duo won the Grammy Award for their single Chaise Longue, a viral hit originally released June 15th of 2021? And the answer for that is Wet Leg. And then the second category. Come to think of it, my iMac looks kind of shifty. I give you the plot, you name the movie. First one, John and his mom Sarah must convince Miles Dyson to destroy his computer research and designs. And that, of course, is Terminator 2. Probably, of course. They get harder as it goes, you know. So then, number 2, Kevin Flynn must stop a corporate computer from exercise ultimate control all of its programs and games. The answer is Tron. Number 3, David Lightman must teach a computer not to start World War III. And that's War Games. Number 4, Dr. David Bowman and Dr. Frank Poole try to outwit and disable their spaceship's rogue computer. And that is 2001: A Space Odyssey. Number 5, Miles Harding must woo his neighbor before Edgar his PC can, and before Edgar commits suicide. That one is Electric Dreams. And number 6, Dr. Charles A. Forbin must attempt to neutralize a computer entity formed by a combination of the American and Soviet nuclear-controlled computers. And that movie is called Colossus, the Forbin Project. That one is a really tough one. I figured I could include the name of Dr. Forbin even though it's in the answer, because it's really tough. How did you do? Congratulations. Or, sorry about that. I don't know. I can't hear you. And why are you speaking back to a podcast anyway? Let's get to some fresh questions. I hardly need to explain the scoring anymore, but here it is. If you know the answer outright, you win the number of pennies in your bank account. If you only remember last minute as I'm about to read the answer tomorrow, it's the number of pennies in your sofa. And if you Googled the answer, it's a sock moldering behind the washer so long that you long ago discarded its mate. As usual. Okay, first category for tonight, a not too difficult category. Number 1, What breakfast cereal currently uses the truncated slogan, 2 scoops? According to Consumer Reports in 2010, the size of the scoop apparently varies depending on the size of the box. Number 2. This popular snack, usually packaged in pairs for single-serving purchase, is known to have been filled with banana filling until bananas were rationed in World War II. It was invented in 1930 as an alternate product for machinery producing a strawberry-filled shortcake while strawberries were out of season. Number 3. This product was introduced in 1914, but gained profile in 1956 when it used actual twins, not trick photography, in advertisements. Which product encouraged you to double your pleasure, double your fun? Question 4. This medicinal product boosted its sales in the 1960s when their marketing team tried changing the dosage from 1 to 2 and then heavily advertised its using slogans and images which emphasized this doubling. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. Number 5. In the 70s and 80s, a popular series of advertisements featured pairs of people in literal collisions, marveling at the new food combination that resulted from their accident. The product in question was no accident, of course, and it dated back to the origin of its brand in 1928. Which product was marketed as 2 great tastes that taste great together? And finally, number 6. In a classic Saturday Night Live sketch, they advertised shimmer with the argument, "It's a floor wax, no, it's a dessert topping." This was a spoof on an ad campaign in which there was an argument, "It's a breath mint, no, it's a candy mint." Which mint was advertised as 2 mints in 1? All right, and then next category is called, Did Something Crawl in There and Die? Number 1. What mints marketed as curiously strong were first sold in 1780? Production was moved from Wales to Chattanooga, Tennessee by the Wrigley Company, as they are rarely sold in the UK but heavily marketed in the US. More recently, they've been touted unofficially on the internet as an aid to oral pleasure. Number 2. What mouthwash was marketed in its original flavor in that it leaves your mouth minty, not medicine-y, compared to compete with Listerine? Number 3. What brand of mint touted itself as being 1.5 calories each in its advertising? The size of the mints changed recently, and now they're actually 1.9 calories each, rounded to 2 for the packaging tagline. Number 4. Kiss a little longer, hold tight a little longer, give your breath long-lasting freshness with what product? Introduced in 1976. Number 5. Back in the 70s and 80s, these mints were actually advertised as containing a sparkling drop of retsin. It turns out that retsin is actually a blend of partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil, copper gluconate, and flavoring. And number 6, what toothpaste was marketed as being a tooth-cleaning toothpaste and a breath-freshening toothpaste in one? Later, they added a third stripe that was intended to indicate tartar control. All right, well, good luck with all that, and happy hunting.